But before this video officially ends, I do have a confession to make. And we're going to start with my number one favorite book that should definitely be an easy guess. And we're just going to say it on the count of 3, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Hello book reading friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kristen, and in today's video I'll be talking about my top 5 favorite books of all time. Trust me, this is going to be a great video. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel down below. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. You don't want to miss any of the content that I am uploading, and all the links to my social media are linked down below if you want to check me out outside of YouTube. These 5 books on my list, I'm pretty sure that most of y'all are going to be able to guess what they are, because I frequently talk about these books on live streams and in videos. So you're really not going to be surprised, but my friends and I just wanted to do a video where we're talking about our top 5 favorite books, because why not? I want this video to be kind of like interactive, so there are going to be multiple times throughout the video where I'm like, pause the video and comment down below what you think I'm going to say, to see who has been around for a minute, who has taken the time to figure out what kind of books I like, what my favorite books are. I'm literally so excited for this video. I'm so excited to talk about my favorite books. My coffee is like gone already, so you already know that I'm hyped up. I have all the energy right now. The chaos is inside of me right now. I got my lipstick stain on the straws. It's about to be a great time. Without further ado, let's just hop right into these books. And we're gonna start with my number one favorite book that should definitely be an easy guess. This is where you're gonna pause the video, you're gonna comment down below what you think my absolute favorite book of all time is, and let's see if you're right. Okay, so yeah, pause the video now, comment down below what you think my favorite book is. All right, so y'all have paused the video, you're coming back ready to guess with me on what my favorite book of all time is, and we're just gonna say it on the count of 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I really hope you guys have guessed this one correctly, because again, I talk about this book all the time in live streams and in videos, because I read this last year and instantly fell in love with this. I have read a couple of V.E. Schwab books in the past. I've read Vicious by her, but then I also read The Darker Shade of Magic, the first book in the trilogy. I read that a couple weeks ago and I really wasn't feeling it. So I just think it's really interesting that The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue actually became a book that I hold near and dear to my heart. The main premise of the story is we are following Addie LaRue, who makes a deal with the devil. She wants to live forever, and in return, everyone who she comes across forgets her immediately after leaving her presence. Fast forward 300 years later, Addie LaRue stumbles upon somebody who remembers her name. I was so fortunate to receive an ARC of this book right before it came out, and I read it and I just remember crying my eyes out. It was just so beautifully written. There are so many quotes in here that I ended up tabbing just so that I'll be able to go back and just appreciate the beautiful way that V.E. Schwab was able to create this world and create this atmosphere about someone who is just looking for more in life, who has more to give to life and just needs a bit more time. I ended up buying a finished copy from Barnes & Noble, so I didn't tab this one up, but trust me y'all, my ARC is just so tabbed up. And honestly, if you haven't read this book, you need to read it. You don't have to read any other V.E. Schwab books, because again, I don't even like every book that V.E. Schwab has written, but this one is definitely worth your time. You will definitely cry. Addie LaRue is just such a well-written character, and she's very relatable. I understand the desire for more time, for a higher purpose in life, all those kinds of things, and this is exactly what Addie LaRue was searching for. And then when Henry comes into the picture and he's the one who remembers Addie LaRue, and then their adventure, their journey, talking about this book really makes me want to pick it up again and read it and tab this one up. Just read this, guys. This is my absolute favorite book of all time. It's just perfection. All right, so the next book that I'm going to talk about that has made my list of top 5 books is going to be These Violin Delights by Chloe Gong, which I also read last year and just absolutely fell in love with everything about it. I've like recently wanted to get more into makeup, you know, which is, you know, I got a little bold lip going on. Like, when have I ever worn lipstick in a video, right? And so I've been looking at this cover recently, and I think I want to do like a whole lookbook for it, because look at all these beautiful colors with the gold and the red and the green. Like, I can definitely try something out. It probably won't look good at all because I'm no makeup artist or anything, but I think I could figure something out. So I mean, maybe stay tuned for a little makeup video for me, you know. These Violin Delights by Chloe Gong is just absolutely amazing. It just blows my mind that Chloe Gong is in undergrad herself and she's a published author. Like, I want to be a published author, but I was definitely nowhere near becoming a published author while I was an undergrad. So props to Miss Chloe Gong. She's really doing it. I'm excited for book 2. The cover for that one is also absolutely gorgeous. This book is a Shakespeare retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but it takes place in the 1920s Shanghai, and we're following 2 rival gangs. We have the White Flowers and you have the Scarlet Gang, and then you have the heirs of each of these gangs, Juliet and Roma. So there's definitely a lot of history between these 2 characters and between the 2 gangs in general. There's also a monster that is wreaking havoc in the city, and so it's up to these 2 gangs to partner up and stop this monster before it can cause any more damage. So first, I just want to talk about the political intrigue in this book. Like, we're actually seeing what 1920 Shanghai is looking like. I loved being able to read about that and be immersed in the time frame and with all the culture and all the other things that were discussed in this book. The romance between Juliet and Roma was so good. The romance between them was not even the main part of the plot, but it still rang true. It was still very believable. The chemistry between the 2 characters was so good, and I just love the 2 of them together. Roma's definitely more of a soft boy and Juliet's more of like the bad girl. So I really appreciated seeing that dynamic where like the girl is doing all the work and the guy is kind of like on the sideline, like save me type thing. So I really like that about this book. And y'all, let me tell you, I was like legit scared of this monster in this book. It was kind of scary and left me nauseous in some parts of the story. So I really like how that fantastical element of the monster made an appearance in this book. It was really good. Again, I'm super excited for book 2 to come out this year. I'm a Chloe Gong stan, and I'm a stan of these Violin Delights, and everybody should read this. All right, y'all. The next book that is making it on my top 5 favorite books is going to be The Los Angeles BB Murder Cases. And it's a spin-off novella from the majorly popular anime/manga series Death Note, which I'm just starting to read and get into manga and anime overall. So I'm really happy that I have read Death Note because it is just so good. And this novella, The Los Angeles BB Murder Cases, is awesome as well. In this book, we are set in Los Angeles and there is a serial killer on the loose. For some reason, the killer has been leaving a bunch of clues at the scene, and each of these clues is sort of like a roadmap leading up to the next murder. Our main person on this case is Elle, and he recruits the help of Naomi, and together they are trying to figure out who the serial killer is. I, again, absolutely love this book. It was just so nice to see some of the same characters from the Death Note series make a reappearance in this novella and work together to solve these cases. The mystery surrounding who the serial killer is and why he's leaving all of these clues, so it just didn't make any sense. And so it was really interesting to see how we figure out what was happening and who the killer was and what the clues and the riddles, solving those were just so awesome. Y'all know I'm a detective, so I was really reading that book, trying to figure out what was happening. I was reading those clues and was trying to crack them right along with Elle and Naomi, okay? And let me tell you, I was able to crack a few of those codes. I didn't crack everything, like the big plot twist I was able to figure out, but there were some small plot twists too that really shook me and left me sitting on my chair just like, what? Like, I didn't see that coming. So I just really had a great time reading this novella, and I'm excited to continue on my journey with reading the main series Death Note. So if you're looking for some anime manga series to start, I would definitely recommend Death Note. All right, y'all. So book number 4 that's going to make it onto my list of top 5 favorite books is definitely going to be Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Y'all know I love this book because look at all these tabs. I legit had an amazing time reading this book. In this book, we are in a futuristic world set where there's no hunger, no disease, no war, no death. The only way that the population is controlled in this book is by these people called Scythes, who randomly choose people to glean, which is another word for killing, but it's really unbiased, like the way that the people who are gleaned is very random. We are following 2 characters, Citra and Rowan, who are apprentices to be Scythes, but they're not really trying to be Scythes. They don't want to lead that life, but they are chosen and they must go through the training to become a Scythe. That's really all you need to know about this book because there's literally so much that happens, and it was definitely, of course, a 5-star read for me, and it quickly became one of my favorites. I don't know why I haven't read Thunderhead or The Toll yet when I absolutely love this book so much, but this year I'm definitely going to finish up the trilogy and see if the other books hold up just as well as Scythe. Overall, I just thought it was really interesting to get a glance or an idea of what the world might look like in the future. You know, if there ever were to be no war, no disease, no death, like what would that look like in a science fiction world? I think that Neil Shusterman like really did a good job with creating morally gray characters, because to be a Scythe, you have to be morally gray in itself. Your job is to glean people, you know, so that's what you do for a living, and you can't let it affect you to the point where you feel an emotional connection to the people you are set out to glean. You just got to do it and you got to move on. The fact that Citra and Rowan's characters do have feelings throughout the whole book is really interesting, and how they're actually struggling with if they want to be a Scythe, if they actually want to leave their family life and go on this road. It's not really what they saw for themselves in life. Let's talk about the plot twists that go on in this book. My detective self was not working here because I was not able to guess the ending at all. The ending left me shook because wow. Okay, thinking about that plot twist just makes me want to pick up Thunderhead next. The Thunderhead in itself is a really interesting character, I guess you could say, because it's more AI. And so I'm really interested to read the Thunderhead book to see more development of what the Thunderhead is actually meant to do. And also the romance between Citra and Rowan, again, is not the main part of the book, just like in these Violin Delights, but it was done really well. I still felt the chemistry between the two characters. It was very subtle, but it was there. And I'm just appreciating how a lot more YA books, I would say, are incorporating romance in their books and not making it the main part of it. This is definitely one of my favorite dystopian books ever. We all read Hunger Games, we all read Divergent series, and those are great in its own way, but y'all need to try out the Scythe trilogy and see where that falls in your love for dystopian, okay? Because wow. All right, y'all. So we've made it to my last book, my number 5, right? So what book have I not talked about that you know I love? Pause and hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think, because come on, we all know what it's gonna be. My number 5 book that's gonna make it on my list is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. Of course, I had to talk about Sarah J. Maas somewhere in this video. Y'all know how much I love her, have a full shelf dedicated to her. I've read every single thing that she has written. We have a very toxic relationship, okay? Because one second she has me crying, the next second she has me upset, and then another second she has me wanting to be in love, okay? So I just cannot with Sarah J. Maas, and this book did no differently because wow. For those who don't know, this is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. In the series, we follow Selena, who is an assassin. She gets chosen to compete in a competition against several other thieves and assassins to become the king's champion, and if she wins this competition, she will also win her freedom. So of course, this is book 5. So many things have happened that I can't even start with everything that I love about this series, but out of the 7 books in the series, Empire of Storms is definitely my favorite one. All I remember is finishing this book in tears, just full on crying. After that, I couldn't do anything else. I just closed the book, went to bed, laid down with tears in my eyes, and just stared at my bookshelf for like an hour contemplating life, because why did Sarah J. Maas do that to me? Like, I literally would have punched this book so hard. We know that this is the Sarah J. Maas Stan channel. And yes, I'm excited for the ACOTAR TV show that is being adapted by Hulu, because why wouldn't I be excited? I love that series. I love everything that Sarah J. Maas does. So since I really can't talk about this book much, since it is the 5th book in the series, I will talk about some of the characters that I loved. Manon and Dorian, their journey throughout this whole series has just been amazing to watch, because I really did not care about Manon's character in the early books of the series. I was just like, what is her purpose? Like, no. But now I really appreciate her character so much, and she has such a big role in this book, along with Dorian, of course. And of course, I love Rowan's character. Like, Rowan and Aelin in this book, they're definitely my favorite couple. We all remember that one line in Heir of Fire when we were first meeting Rowan. What's your name? Rowan. The main reason why I love this book, besides Rowan and Aelin, is because of the ending. Like, the last 100 pages or so of Empire Storms will have you at the edge of your seat. This might be the best ending of a book I've ever read. So many of my friends are reading Throne of Glass for like the first time now, and every time somebody talks about Empire of Storms, I just want to run to my copy of the book and reread it and relive just that one book. You know, I don't want to reread the whole Throne of Glass series. If I were to pick a book to reread from the series, it would definitely be Empire of Storms. norms. So overall, I love Sarah J. Maas. We just have the most toxic relationship out there. But if I were to meet Sarah in real life, I just know we would be best friends because we just have that energy, okay? So those conclude my top 5 favorite books of all time. I hope you guys are able to guess my favorite 5 books along with me. And I just know the comments are filled with accurate guesses of what my favorite books are, which means that y'all are the best subscribers ever. But before this video officially ends, I do have a confession to make. Y'all ready for the confession? These are definitely not my favorite 5 books of all time. Yo, I have only read one of the 5 of these books. I've only read Scythe. I haven't read any other books, so I have no idea what I was talking about. The 5 books that I talked about are Mel's 5 favorite books from Mel Reads. April Fools, we got you. If you want to see what my actual 5 favorite books are, please go and visit Christine's channel at Any Endings, where she is going to talk about my 5 favorite books that I love and hold near and dear to my heart. But yeah, this was definitely April Fool's joke. Please let me know, comment down below if I fooled you. Like if in any way or shape or form I fooled you, because I want to know if my acting skills are up to par. Also, if you have been subscribed to Mel's channel for a while, like let me know. Did I do a good job embodying Mel? Like I got the bold lip, like I was saying. I was talking about makeup artists and stuff. Got the turtleneck, some rings on my finger. Like who am I? I was just trying to live my best Mel life, and I had the best time pretending to be Mel. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video though, and that you're gonna stick around for more videos that I upload, as well as videos uploaded by my friends. All of their channels will be linked down below, as well as a link to their video of their favorite 5 books, okay? So if you catch my drift, you know what we're all doing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you made it to the end of this video and you've caught on to what is going on, comment down below a wink face emoji because gotcha. Okay, so here's the outro if I actually were Mel. So that's the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe down below for more bookish content. I'm constantly uploading videos that I'm sure you do not want to miss. And I also host reading sprints twice a week. So make sure that you're subscribed and that your notification bell is turned on so that you don't miss any of the content that I upload. Also, I have a Patreon, so check me out down below if you want to, as well as all of my other socials are linked down below in the description box. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, everyone. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Is definitely going to be Scythe by Neil Schusterman.